like this would happen in the last days. 2 Timothy 3:1-5. But mark this, there will be terrible times in the last days. People will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, proud, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, without love, unforgiving, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, not lovers of the good, treacherous, rash, conceited, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, and, having a form of godliness but denying its powers, have nothing to do with such people. You see, the Bible tells us these things would happen. Take 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 3 for instance, quote, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers walking after their own lusts. Scoffers, walking after their own lusts. Exactly what is happening to these people. Scoffers are attacking Christian preachers in the street. And the mayor of Seattle said, quote, Chaz has a block party atmosphere and could turn into the summer of love. That being said, there are groups of people who are willing to stand up to these extremists if no one else has the courage to do so. Big League Politics reports, quote, Bikers for Trump planning to retake Seattle Autonomous Zone for America. Antifa may have met their match. A group of self-styled Bikers for Trump is pledging to retake Seattle's Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone for the United States, planning on dismantling the anarchist commune on the 4th of July. Seattle city authorities have steadfastly refused to enforce the territorial integrity of the United States and their city, instead opting to allow Antifa-linked militants to stake out the secessionist project, openly advertising rebellion from the United States. The American motorcyclists intend to step in and fill the void left vacant by the city's authorities, laying out their plan for the operation in a Facebook event. Quote, on July 4th, Independence Day, a coalition of patriot groups and all who want to join are going to retake the Capitol Hill Autonomous Zone for America. Antifa members are illegally occupying public property and terrorizing small businesses in the neighborhood. American patriots have agreed to come together again, remove the barricades illegally obstructing traffic, and free the people in the zone, end quote. The article goes on to read, Bikers for Trump make it clear that the operation will avoid the use of force against the anarchists claiming the territory, instead dismantling the illegal barricades that the leftists have set up to separate themselves from the United States. They said, we are not going to hurt anybody, break the law, etc. We are simply going to tear down the illegal barriers on public property, clean up the mess these communist kids made, and return the police station over to the Seattle Police Department control. Antifa-linked secessionists, accustomed to being babied by the Seattle Police Department, which was seen humbly begging for the anarchists to permit them to re-enter their own conquered police district this week, may have another thing coming if they plan on using their usual tactics of violence and intimidation against these motorcyclists. Preliminary reports suggest that members of the Mongols, MC, and Hell's Angels are already preparing to participate in the operation, which is slated to coincide with Independence Day on the 4th of July. Interesting. The Hell's Angels. How many of you remember what happened when the Hell's Angels were paid to provide security for a Rolling Stones concert? Well, it didn't turn out pretty. There were shootings and stabbings and violence everywhere, so I can't see this ending well. Now, I know this may seem like good news to some of you. Outlaw biker gangs rolling up and showing these extremists who's boss. However, this could be a very slippery slope. The last thing this country needs is a civilian-on-civilian armed conflict. It's the oldest trick in the book, order out of chaos, and that's exactly what they want.
Never waste a good crisis.
The chief also declined to condemn President Trump for his description of the protesters as domestic terrorists. As for President Trump, he has responded, calling out Washington Governor Jay Inslee and the mayor of the city, saying, quote, at Jay Inslee and the mayor of Seattle are being taunted and played at a level that our great country has never seen before. Take back your city now. If you don't do it, I will.
Please share this video, hit that like button.
Okay guys, so from watching that, several things. My opinion is that the mayor's not going to do anything, governor's not going to do anything, and actually Trump's not going to do anything. He's going to be all talk because these people have already said that they're going to go and handle it. And what better way to come after our guns than to have a mass event where there are two forces of armed civilians going at each other? That is the perfect excuse to be like, see, nobody can own guns now because y'all are going to be crazy. And yeah, that's what I feel like. And then if you look at the dates too, they're planning on going up there and doing this on July 4th. And a lot of things have come up saying how June 21st is important because of the eclipse and something might be happening then. And then July 4th and 5th is when Sirius comes out, and that's important too. So kind of suspicious. Always have to look at things and think of how does this get them to their end goal, which is, of course, taking over the world with the New World Order, one world government, one world military, one world religion, everything like that. So that is how I believe they're going to make their false flag type of situation happen with guns, because we knew that was coming. And then, of course, there'll be the second wave and famine, and then ultimately death with the mark. So leave your comments below. Bye, fam.